The holiday season is coming to a close and we're getting into some serious Christmas spirit here, and nothing gives greater Christmas spirit than the classic tale, A Christmas Carol. You know the story, right? It's like everyone has seen it at least once. It's the one with Scrooge, and he's visited by three ghosts in the middle of the night and he learns the value of Christmas or whatever in the end. You know the story. Quit pretending like you don't. Well, now we're looking at Batman Noel, which is essentially a DC Comics telling of the classic Christmas Carol story, except in the world of DC Comics. Instead of Scrooge and company, we have Batman and Wayne Enterprises. Instead of three ghosts, we have three different visits from famous DC characters. But the main narrative remains the same. Mostly. The story starts out and we're introduced to Bob Cratchit, who is a low-level thug in Gotham City. Christmas time is coming and Bob is unfortunately unemployed, so he decides to take a job working for the Joker. A simple task. All he has to do is deliver a package to a specific location. However, Batman ambushes poor Bob Cratchit and the package is never delivered. Batman's plan is to use poor Bob Cratchit as bait to draw out the Joker and capture him, but Batman doesn't realize something very, very important about Bob Cratchit. Turns out, Bob Cratchit has a young child who lives at home, little Tim with a bum leg. Bob just wants to provide for his son, but things are really hard in Gotham and he can't find a job. Now because Bob failed to deliver the package, the Joker is surely going to come and collect from Bob, and when he does, Batman will strike. But what about poor little Tim and his Christmas? Well, it turns out Batman doesn't care, as long as he gets the Joker. So that doesn't sound much like Batman, does it? No, I mean, normally Batman is more heroic, and definitely less ruthless. At the very least, he refuses to let children get involved in his war on crime. But this Batman specifically in this specific story, is designed a little bit differently because this Batman doesn't care at all. He is ruthless. The reason for this is because in this retelling of the Christmas Carol, Batman would be playing our version of Scrooge. But even this doesn't make much sense because Batman is shown to be haunted by visions of his past mistakes. In particular, when he gets back to the Batcave, he hallucinates images of Robin, who in this story has long since been murdered. But Batman pushes his feelings aside because he has more important things to worry about right now. He has to find the Joker. And as it turns out, Catwoman has some information on where the Joker can be found. So now Batman is on the prowl trying to capture her. But Catwoman was lying about her information. She just wanted to spend some time with Batman because, well, she misses the old days. Batman hasn't been like he used to be. He has been more angry and less motivated to be kind to others. In this story, Catwoman is the representation of the ghost of Christmas past, and she reminds Batman of how he used to be before Robin died, when he was happier and more heroic. As Batman chases her, she shows him visions of his past and all his wonderful victories when he still fought daily for justice, when he still cared about life. We get to see some classic renditions of Batman's villains here, including Two-Face, Penguin, and even Scarecrow. Then we see the death of the Waynes, the moment in which Bruce Wayne becomes Batman, and he has a sort of visceral reaction to it. Catwoman disappears, leaving him defeated in an alleyway and still no closer to finding the Joker. Then here, at his lowest point, is when Superman appears. As if on brand for the Man of Steel, he desires to lend a helping hand to Batman. In case you didn't put it together, Superman acts as our ghost of Christmas present. He is a bountiful image of life lived at its fullest. Together they visit Bob Cratchit and realize that the Joker hasn't made his move yet. So far, little Timmy is still safe, but Superman doesn't like Batman's plan at all. He thinks Batman has lost his way and needs a reminder of what it means to be a hero and to make a positive impact in the world. So Superman takes him on a flight over the city of Gotham, showing him the lives of all who live there. He shows Batman the people of Gotham, but not as criminals. He shows them as loving individuals, doing all they can to care for each other during the holiday season. Of course, Batman just scoffs. He's not impressed at all. So Superman takes him to Commissioner Gordon's house, where they listen in on a family conversation. This is where Batman learns that even Commissioner Gordon doesn't trust him fully. In fact, Gordon views Batman as a dangerous ally, one who will cross the line at any moment. Batman has had enough. He demands to be taken back to the Batmobile, where he will continue his hunt for the Joker, alone. Except that turned out to be a trap, because when he tries to activate the Batmobile, it actually explodes, knocking him unconscious. So this story has taken some serious twists and turns, as is the case with The Christmas Carol. That's the whole point, is that Scrooge goes on this wild ride where he is shown the error of his ways. But this version is about to go really dark, because right now we are going to be introduced to the darkest of the three ghosts, the ghosts of Christmas Future. And you can guess who plays that role, right? Yeah, you bet your ass it's the fucking Joker. Batman wakes up just in time to realize he is being dragged into a shallow grave. He has no strength to fight back, so the Joker just simply tosses him into a void of darkness. And when I say darkness, I mean literal darkness, because Batman floats in an abyss and ponders the end of his existence, realizing that there is nothing really good about what he's done. Then he gets visions of Gotham City after he's gone. All of his enemies go to war for control of the city. A band of vigilantes inspired by his legend take to the streets to violently keep order. The city erupts into chaos and fire, ultimately leading to its own destruction. Then there is Commissioner Gordon, who goes to trial because of his relationship to Batman. His sentence is 30 years in prison for being a traitor to the law, and Batman is once again powerless to help him. It's all Batman's fault, after all. That's when he finally learns the error of his ways, and with renewed strength, he bursts through the very same grave that the Joker had dug for him in the first place. It was finally time to make a change in his life and hopefully put the Joker away, for good. And it's good timing too, because the Joker has finally made his move on Bob Cratchit, and Batman isn't there to stop him. Little Timmy is in serious danger, and the Joker brought some torture toys with him to torment the poor family. At first, it appears that there is no hope. Poor Timmy is going to have to watch as the Joker murders his own father, resembling the very same pain that Bruce Wayne suffered all those years ago. Except this time Batman is present, and he's not going to allow that to happen. He bursts through the window, and with a brilliant display of prowess, he takes Joker straight to the ground, saving Bob Cratchit and little Timmy as well. However, now the gun has dropped, and it's on the floor, and it looks like it's good old Bob who's recovered it. Now Bob has a choice. He has the power to murder the clown once and for all, and he looks like he might actually do it until Batman uses some choice words to change his mind. Realizing that he doesn't want to become such a terrible human being, he spares the Joker. Then, all is well that ends well. Joker gets hitched back to Arkham Asylum, where he spends his days in a padded cell. Timmy is saved, and Batman goes back to the Batcave, where he gets some much needed rest, in peace, knowing his soul has been saved. But not only that, Bruce also gives Bob Cratchit a high-paying job at Wayne Enterprises, so he can provide for little Timmy, as well as a Christmas tree and a roast feast for them to enjoy. So, in the end, Batman did the right thing and was rewarded for it, not only inspiring the people of Gotham, but being inspired by them. A delightful ending if I've ever seen one. So I really love this story because it actually fits the narrative of the Christmas Carol like perfectly. It's spot on. Batman makes an excellent Scrooge, and his journey from grim Avenger to a more lighter hero it's wonderful to watch. The parallels between him and the Charles Dickens story are perfectly represented, the three ghosts are perfectly chosen, and Batman's journey through the story only gets better as it goes on. It all fits so perfectly. I can't believe it took so long for anybody to come up with this idea. I mean, Batman is literally the perfect vessel for A Christmas Carol. So why wasn't this done decades ago? But at the least, I'm happy it's done here because the artwork here is fantastic. The visuals here are just masterful. They capture the cold, drab look of Gotham with the realistically defined, low-powered characters and the representation of Christmas. It's all here. And it's all such a wonderful experience. I can't recommend it enough. So I'll put a link in the description to the webcomic so you guys can enjoy it for yourselves. But that's it for this story. If everything I've planned goes correctly, which it never does, but I'll do what I can, there should be at least one more comic I want to share with you guys before the end of the holiday season, but the end of the year is coming fast. And I want to take a minute here and mention that I appreciate everyone who has subscribed this year. I've doubled my numbers of subscribers this year alone, and I'm getting bigger and better all the time. And I have so much cool stuff I want to share with you guys next year, and I could not be more excited to share it with you guys. But anyway, that's it for this story. If you liked reading this story with me and you want to read more, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and donate to my Patreon. Until next time, nerds, Merry Christmas and stay heroic.